All right. Shalom, shalom, beautiful people. Blessings and love, y'all. Blessings and love, y'all. We're going to jump right into it because this is a topic, y'all, that straight up is going to be so hard to like get this down into like 10, 15 minutes, but it is going to be, it's going to be, it's going to be what it's going to be, y'all. Most High will, you know what I'm saying? And for those who may want to dig deeper into this topic or into a lesson on this, definitely email us. The email is on the screen and we'll definitely go more in depth with it, right? Because this particular word of the day, y'all, ooh, it's a touchy one, y'all. And the thing about it is, a lot of people use their emotions to say, you know, if this particular thing is right or wrong, or if this particular thing is biblical, or you know, etc., right? And during the midst of this, y'all, I am going to insert a clip from Ayana, who is, you know, who is going to share a clip based off this topic as well. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all, because again, I just want to make this kind of quick, brief, and you know, again, y'all already know, you know what I'm saying? Like be edified, you know what I mean? Whether you agree or not, don't let your agreements or disagreements be based off your emotions, but let it be based off scripture and actual facts, so anyway, let's jump into it, y'all, because I'm like ready to get into it, but I know I gotta keep it kind of short. So yeah, y'all. The word of the day is polygyny. The word of the day is polygyny, and that will properly be POLYGYNY, not polygamy or polyandry or polyamorous, whatever the other words that people use. No, we're talking about biblical polygyny, right? So, what is the difference between polygamy and polygyny? Polygamy with an M, POLYGAMY, refers to a male or female being married to one or more people at the same time. We know that that is definitely not biblical, right? It's not even really cultural, you know what I mean? It's disgusting. That just is what it is. I don't have no other way to say it. But when you look at polygyny, POLYGYNY, that refers to a man in particular being married to two or more women at the same time, right? And how this works is in the practice of biblical, and I'm talking about righteous polygyny, right? Because that's another thing. A lot of people have their feelings or emotions about it because you know there's people out there that's doing it wrong. There's, you know, people who are misusing it. But real talk, I mean, people misuse a lot of things. People misuse the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, the Bible. Yeah, but we still believe in it, right? Because we know what is right according to the Most High versus how somebody has tainted it or twisted it, right? And then another thing, people who are against polygyny will try to say everything that happens bad in a relationship or you know, with this type of dynamic, that is always the polygyny. No, it's the people involved. Whether a marriage is good or bad, it is determined on the people that are in it, right? And a lot of times people will say, you know, oh, polygyny is this, polygyny is bad, is bad, is bad. But I mean, like, hello, monogamous relationships are just as bad, right? And they have a higher divorce rate, right? But what it is that people, they mistake the people that are in it, that is making the marriage, or you know, whether it's monogamous or polygynous, making it bad, not necessarily the actual dynamic of that marriage, right? And real talk, y'all, I'm single, but I am 100% for polygyny, right? And I'm 100% for monogamy, right? The main goal is to have a righteous marriage, right? A marriage that is chosen by Yah. And Ayana said this, you know what I'm saying? Whatever dynamic you are led to do, just make sure you seek the Most High first about it. Pray about that person. You know what I mean? You know, see that person out. Like, you know, you can go through the courting stage, etc., etc. And I apologize, I'm talking fast. I'm trying to get all these little notes in a very short time frame. Okay, just real quick. So some of the tips that actually Ayana shared. She said, "There's no competition. It's not for everyone. It's not a requirement." Okay. And that is so true, because a lot of times women will say, well, I'm not going to share my man. But it's like, you know, people, women, or men, whoever, whatever, people are okay with sisters being side chicks, right? People are okay with and I'm saying okay, not that it is okay. People are just okay with it, right? They're okay with these alphabet people, promoting unclean marriages. Oh, people, ain't nobody got nothing to say about that. Or you got a brother with multiple baby mamas, or a sister with multiple baby daddies. People will tolerate that. But let a man says that he's going to be responsible for two women, that he's going to marry them and give them that what's the word, an honorable title of a wife, take care of them. As scripture says, a man is supposed to take care of the women that he is married to, whether he's married to one or multiple, and provide for them emotionally, financially, and physically, right? And it's so interesting that sisters are so caught up on, oh, I ain't gonna share. But like you share your husband all the time, for those who are married, like in so many ways, right? But what bugs me out is that the reason that many are against this is because people are saying, and I'm not people, but sisters will say, oh, I'm not going to share. But it's like, okay, because like this is a real topic, y'all, for us to really get into. And most high will, we actually have a podcast coming up, not on the Aruga Ya Ahmet community channel, but we will have a podcast coming up on the Sister Catch a Chat podcast channel, right? Because and it might just be on both, because it's a topic that really needs to be discussed, and people feelings need to be removed from it, and let the righteousness of it proceed forth. Again, it's not a requirement. No, it's not a commandment. No, right? But it was permitted, right? So let's just go ahead and jump into this show, because we just going to hit some scriptures and just call it a day, right? So let's jump to Exodus chapter 21 verse 10. Exodus chapter 21 verse 10. And I have 7 different versions pulled up in Hebrew and in English with this particular verse. For those who may, have something to say about the different verses, you know what I mean? So, Exodus chapter 21, verse 10, and this is in Torah. This is in the first 5 books of the law. Okay. So this is in Torah. Praise Yah. Let's go ahead and jump into it, right? Exodus chapter 21, verse 10, right? Let me see what version. I'm just going to read straight from the KJV version, right? If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not diminish. First 5 books of Moshe, right? Right. And listen, y'all, if y'all want to really get into it, man, we could jump into the New Testament as well, because I know a lot of people try to, say something about that. But anywho, right? So like it says, if he take another wife, so this is the provision for it. This is now the allowance for it, right? And this is how it is properly supposed to be done. If he take him another wife, he shall not diminish her food, her raiment, and her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, right? That's the emotional, that's the physical, that's the financial, right? So taking on another wife is a big responsibility for a brother. Believe it or not, there is brothers out there who are cool with just one wife, right? There is brothers out there who are for it. There's sisters out there who are cool, being the only wife, and there's sisters out there who are like, listen, yes, if I can get another righteous sister in my family, boom, we can do more, right? So again, either dynamic that the Most High chooses, right? It has to be righteous, whether monogamous or whether polygynous, right? Now, here's another thing. Let's make this clear real quick, right? The man is polygynous, not the woman. The woman is monogamous, right? And again, when you look at the dynamic, when you look at the culture, when you look at the righteousness of it, I ain't talking about the foolishness that's going on in the world where everybody sleep with everybody. No, we're talking about the righteous side of polygyny, right? If a man takes another wife, it doesn't say if a woman takes another husband, right? Because for one, it's unclean in so many different ways, right? And it's all about, not all about, but it will cause a lot of confusion and different things like that, right? when we look at Jacob, right? When we look at Jacob, and I know people say, "Oh, well, he initially didn't, didn't want multiple wives, right? That he was initially just wanted Raquel." Okay, that was the initial, but that's not how the Most High allowed it to go forth. Because out of the four wives that he had, and two of his wives gave him, the other wives, right? The 12 tribes of Israel came out. So it's so funny when people are so hard body against polygyny when the Most High used it to build up the nation. Okay, even when you look at back in the time of King David, right? Back in the time of King David, when David took Bathsheba, the Most High said, "Listen, you ain't had to do that. If you would have asked for more wives, I would have gave them to you," right? And here's another thing too, real quick, y'all, because when you look at when men took over kingdoms, they took over. If that king was I believe if that king was like dethroned, if you will, definitely correct me on that. I think when the king is dethroned, then his wives become the wife of that new king, right? When you look at what's so interesting too, because I just thought about this. I don't have the scripture, but if I find it before this video is uploaded, I'll post it, right? Because another thing, when King David, when his son, I believe it was Absalom, when his son was trying to basically assert himself as king, what did he do? He went and slept with his father's wives or concubines, you know what I'm saying, in front of people, because that was a way of basically taking the kingdom from that king. It was a way of authority, right, to basically take his wives, you know what I'm saying. And yes, there are so many examples, y'all. Let's look at Lamech, Genesis chapter 4. Snap, I don't even have it pulled up, but let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. Let me pause this so I can pull it. Okay, sorry, y'all, I had to find that real quick. So this is Genesis chapter 4. We're going to read verses 19 and 23, right? It says, "And Lamech took to him two wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other was Zillah," right? 23. "And Lamech said to his wives Adah and Salah, Hear my voice, you wives of Lamech. Hearken to my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt," right? And if you guys know, that was dealing with like when he slayed somebody. And I believe it was like doing, like it was saying, like the time of like around that time of with Cain, right? But I just wanted to point out the fact that it said Lamech had the two wives, right? And then a lot of people like to say, "Oh, well, there was always contention or something with the wives," that you do say. That's not true, right? Because we read it right now. Here's one right now. It don't say nothing about them having the wives having no issue with each other, right? Just because we have seen it, we see the scripture. And the thing is so does monogamous marriages. Monogamous marriages have problems too, right? Again, higher rate of divorce than polygyny, right? And again, I think because people their emotions are attached to it. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with emotions, right? It takes very mature people to choose this way of life, and everybody has to be on one accord. There has to be mutual goals and things like that, right? Again, it's not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody, and everybody would have to be man on such a high level, of maturity, right? And again, keeping in mind, it's not a requirement, right? For those who do choose this lifestyle, this righteous marriage lifestyle, because whatever marriage dynamic you choose, it has to be righteous, right? So for those who choose it, whatever type of marriage you choose, monogamy or polygyny, let it be righteous. Let Yah be the guide. Let Yah be the foundation. Seek Yah on it. You know what I mean? But listen, we can't talk against people who do it, right? Just because you might not like it, or somebody else might not like it, or I might not like it, we can't talk against the scriptures. Like this, I'm still in the first 5 books of Torah. I'm still reading in the first 5 books of Torah. And now we're going to jump to Tanakh, right? And we might not jump to it. I'm just going to go ahead and read the scriptures, and you guys can go ahead and jump into yourself. And then I'm going to insert a clip from Ayana. She had something to add to this. And then y'all, we would just definitely encourage y'all to go do more study on it. If y'all want a deeper, in-depth study on it, a class on it, email us, and we'll do a whole roundtable about it. Not just us, but even coming from brothers and those who are actually living a righteous version of this life, right? And again, again, long as the marriage is righteous in the sight of the Most High, right? Then that's what counts. That's what counts. If polygyny is not for you, so be it. If monogamy is not for you, so be it. But whatever side you are on, do not bash the other side because it's not for you. You know what I mean? Again, we have to be able to move and function off what is written. What is written, right? So I'm gonna share these other two scriptures with you guys real quick, and then insert Ayana's audio clip after this, and we'll just lie it right there, y'all. Polygyny is not a sin. Polygyny is not adultery, right? Adultery is when a married woman sleeps outside of her marriage. That is what biblical adultery is, right? So we got First Samuel chapter 1 verse 2. It tells you oh man, I forgot what his name, but that brother had two wives. You can check that out. First Samuel 25 and 43. It says both of them his wives. So just another example. And this is just like 4 or 5 scriptures, y'all. There is legit over 50 something scriptures. I want to say it might be close to 200, but I don't have it pulled up in front of me, so I'm not gonna just say that, y'all. But anyway, in all things, y'all, seek Yah about it, just like you seek Yah about everything else, man. Seek Yah about it. It's not wrong, it's not a sin. And those of us who are for it, praise Yah. May we be righteous examples. For those who are not for it, it's not your lifestyle choice. Praise Yah that your marriage be just as righteous. But let us not talk either way against each other. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm a single sister, and I am 100% for righteous marriage. I'm 100% for monogamy. I'm 100% for polygyny. You know what I mean? Long as the marriage is righteous, that's what matters, and that will stand. And the Most High gave provision for both forms of marriage. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert Ayana's clip here, and Most High bless. We'll bid you all shalom.
Shalom, shalom, everyone. So I know this is seemingly a touchy topic for people, but I pray that everyone, our goal is to get into the likeness of the Most High. This is not a matter that it's mandatory, but it definitely is something that the Most High has given us laws for. And as we identify ourselves with our true nationality, we must understand part of the foundation of our true nationality, and that is where polygyny comes in at. It is not a requirement, it is not a mandatory. Yes, there are some ways that need to be functionally developed if someone is led to do something like that. How do we do this in modern times? There's new concepts. But I invite people to understand that just like any marriage, you have to seek the Father who is meant for you, how, when, right? It is strategic for generations to come as the Father allows. So I will look at it like that. I also will say something and repeat it that someone said to me or said out loud, and it stuck with me many years later. Women can love multiple children. Every relationship is very, very unique for each and every bond between a mother and their child. So, with that same concept of not loving one child less, or it's just a matter of it being a different connection, how can a man not do that with a woman? It's not to be diminished, it's not to be tainted or perverted. And we know the stipulations that the law has given us, but that's just the only thing I will add to this matter for now. Hallelujah.
Right, so that's the clip from QP right there, y'all. And I'm like, yo, I really want to just dig more into this, because it is a touchy subject, you know what I mean, on both sides. For those who are against it, it's touchy. For those who are for it, it's touchy, right? But again, man, like let us look into the word and see what it say, and even for those people who say, oh, it was not so in the beginning, so was a lot of other things that we all still do, right? Adam and Hawa wasn't eating meat in the garden, but nobody won't talk about the fact that we supposed to, be living a animal free eating life, right? But at some point, the Most High made provision for it, right? At some point, he allowed it, and whatever the reason was, you know what I'm saying? There's many reasons we can see that, right? But again, and I say that to say, because people will pick and choose what they want to say. Oh, well, that wasn't so in the beginning, or just because it's provision for it don't mean we got to do it. But like, if that is the case, then it should apply on everything. it should apply across the board about everything from what we eat to how we dress to the way we keep the laws to the way we deal with each other to the unclean laws to people breaking Shabbat. Like, I mean, if we are going to apply that mindset simply just to polygyny, then we need to apply it across the board. All right. But anywho, y'all, like we just gonna cut it off here because it's already a bit lengthy. But again, Most High bless, for those who want to just talk about it some more, get into an in-depth study. You know what I'm saying, like, hit us up, man, hit us up, and Most High bless will most likely have a podcast on it because it's been in the works. We just haven't gotten around to it. Praise Yah. Just being busy with righteous works. Praise Yah. All right, y'all. Like, that's it. Because I like this is one of those topics that I just really love to talk about. Like, word up. Praise Yah. All right, y'all. Shalom. One love.